Hi, this is Emily from Kid Lit Book Love. I'm here to talk to you about Roald Dahl and a few treasures that I found. But first, I want to tell you a few fun facts about Roald Dahl. So Roald Dahl, obviously, he wrote books you're familiar with, such as Matilda, the BFG, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But Roald Dahl wrote a total over 48 books and invented over 500 never before heard words that were so interesting that the Oxford Dictionary actually created and published a Roald Dahl dictionary with all of his words that he invented. So words you might have heard in his books or maybe seen in the movie adaptations, like Oompa Loompas or Snozzley-Gooks or Gobbly-Funk or fun little words like that. And so Roald Dahl's novels are a cross between many different genres. There's some horror, some mild children's versions of horror and terror, the grotesque, and fantasy, some mysteries, kind of all with themes that are very particular to developing children, coming of age, exploration, family dynamics, coming into one's own grief, and self-protection, survival. So Roald Dahl also, which is really interesting, I thought, he was a fighter pilot in World War II, and he was also a giant. He was almost 6'7", the same as my grandfather. I'm 6 feet tall. And when he wrote the BFG about the giant, he had in mind the fact that he was always mimicked and mocked for being so large and so tall. So I thought that was interesting. And Roald Dahl also never learned how to type, so he wrote all of his books by hand. He wrote most of his books in a potting shed, and when he was young, he had a terrible childhood. I believe it was his mother his father died young. One of his parents died young, and there was a combination of kids from different families, and he grew up poor. He was put into sort of an institution like something that bordered what Charles Dickens as a child went through, the working house, put into this kind of boarding type school that was really cruel to children. And so, and he was given the worst possible jobs. Like he was actually a toilet warmer. He had to every morning warm up the toilets that the teachers used by sitting on them for good periods of time. And that's when he would do all of his writing and discovered his love of reading as a child. He would have to sit there for an hour, 20 minutes in every toilet before he started his classes. This is a true story. And a lot of the evil characters that portray, witches and mean adults that are abusive to children, you see a lot in his novels, are because of the abuse he suffered in that school. And so, and I'll talk about that more in my children's literature class when we cover one of his books. And so, but what I wanted to show you is a find I just got at Costco 2 days ago with their new Christmas stuff. So super excited. Here it is. It is the Roald Dahl 16 book set. Gorgeous, 16 beautiful paperback books. Well, got it. Whoops, that was weird. Light reflection. Got it right at Costco. And this has in it some of the common books you would have heard of. Charlie and the Glass Elevator, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, The Witches, the BFG. But there are many others that you may not have even heard of that I haven't even gotten to read or study yet. Billy and the Min Pins, Going Solo, Boy, The Giraffe, Pelly and Me, The Twits, The Magic Finger, Fantastic Mr. Fox, George's Marvelous Medicine, SEO Trot. Of course, there's James and the Giant Peach. And I believe this set cost me, I think it was 26 or maybe it was $28.99. You can see some of the books on the back here. It's only like 28 bucks. I'm so excited about this. And it's also on their website. If you can't get to a Costco, if you have a Costco membership, I don't know if you have to pay for shipping or not. I already previously had a Roald Dahl set from Costco from like 4 years ago, which was only half. It was an 8-book set, 8 books. And it was probably about, $15. So yes, they're duplicates, but this gorgeous set has 20, total, if you put together, there was a set that I wanted on Amazon that had 22 of his books, but it was like ridiculously expensive. But this Costco set of 16 books is a fantastic bargain. It's gorgeous. It would make a wonderful gift for anyone who loves children's literature and anyone who thinks that Roald Dahl's books are easy, silly, some of them are kind of cute. They're not simple reading. So The Witches, for example, because it's Halloween month and part of what I'm going to be offering in my Children's Literature Training Academy class. When I cover all my genres, one of the genres is horror, supernatural, terror, gothic. And The Witches will be one of the books that I cover. And it actually is fairly, what I do love about his books is they all have little illustrations, but it's a fairly long novel. There's a lot of kind of horrific images in here. So his books are absolutely phenomenal, delightful, fun, magical, and the writing is brilliant. So if you haven't read Roald Dahl, pick up some of the ones that you don't know the story of because of movie adaptations, and ignore the movie adaptations and read the books. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Pick up that set if you can.